What if your phone rings and the next thing you know is that you are under arrest without even a single cop in sight? Yes, this is very much possible today, and this new form of arrest is known as a digital arrest.
Digital arrest.
Digital arrest.
Digital arrest.
Digital arrest scam.
A 78-year-old former banker in South Delhi has been conned of rupees 23 crores in another digital arrest scam.
A 39-year-old software engineer from Bengaluru in India lost 11.8 crore hard-earned money stolen.
डिजिटल अरेस्ट के शिकार होने वालों में हर वर्ग, हर उम्र के लोग।
Basically, it is the newest form of cyber scam and cyber threat, where thousands of people have lost crores and crores of their hard-earned money due to these digital arrests. And so to speak, in the year 2024 alone, around 92,000 plus individuals in India were affected by these cyber attacks and by this digital arrest. Now, under digital arrest, a very simple thing happens. These cyber criminals, they impersonate as law officers, like they impersonate as law enforcement officials or government agencies, like representing either state police or representing ED Enforcement Directorate or representing CBI or representing Narcotics Bureau, and they accuse you for committing a particular crime.
नमस्ते
सर बोलिए सर।
देखिए, ये जो आपने FIR नंबर मुझे सेंड किया है, इस नंबर के खिलाफ 17 कंप्लेंट हमारे पास। आप ये नंबर यूज कर रहे हैं?
मैंने नहीं यूज करता हूँ सर।
अगर आपने कुछ नहीं किया तो आप डरिए ना।
हाँ सर, हाँ सर।
अगर आपके पास आधार कार्ड है तो मुझे दिखा दीजिए, वेरीफाई कर दीजिए।
नहीं सर, मैं गाँव को आया था सर, घर में है सर।
ओके, कमिंग। जय हिंद। इस व्यक्ति को वन साइडेड वीडियो का रिकॉर्ड करो एज पर द प्रोटोकॉल। ओके।
So basically, randomly scammers call unsuspecting people. Definitely, they have a list of numbers whom they want to target, so they would call unsuspecting people. And they would claim that a case has been filed against them or their dear ones, probably their daughter, their son, their father, their mother, or elderly ones. And using a fake police station background, and also to give credence to their allegations, they would also use fake documentation as well. And they would impersonate as law enforcement agencies, law enforcement agency officers, by using a proper DP, by using proper numbers, or by using fake IDs as well. So basically, these scamsters would be directly video calling you, and their background would be either of a court, would be of a police station, so that will be an impersonation. Alongside this, their DP would also be of a police officer, or would also be of a law enforcement officer, and they would use the pictures of judges or lawyers, and those display pictures on the social media, they might appear legitimate as well, so as to give legitimacy to their hoax. Also, they might send you fake arrest warrants issued on your name. They might send you legal notices, again fake legal notices, like official looking note documents, which are like freshly issued by the courts. Similar documents they would be issuing good to you via messages or via email by asking you your mail ID. Now, this is where the actual scam starts. Now, to stop this case from happening and to solve this case, now definitely a normal individual, a gullible individual would get perplexed that what has immediately happened, have I done something wrong? Which is by accusing the victims of serious crimes like money laundering, or you haven't paid your tax, or drug trafficking, or cybercrime, these impersonators, these individuals, they fabricate evidences in order to make their accusation seem credible. And their motive is just one: to extract as much money as possible from the individual. Now, to push the case aside, they demand money from the individuals. So basically, they play on the vulnerability of people. Now, people, whenever they immediately get contacted with such type of digital arrest, they get into a lot of fear. They panic, and in panic, they are not able to think, and which is why they have to take decisions very immediately. And alongside this, there is a lack of knowledge amongst various sections of our society as well. Usually, unfamiliarity with the law enforcement procedures might also lead to these kind of things. Also, fear of social stigma is also there, which is why these impersonators are able to successfully take money from the public. And not just these, the scamsters would use manipulative techniques as well, whether it be artificial intelligence voices, professional logos, whether it be simulated video calls, or whether it be anything. All these things, petty things, are used by the scamsters in order to take money from the individual whom the scamsters are targeting. See, one thing is clear till now. Because of multiple thousands of instances of digital arrest in our country, digital arrest has become a menace. which is why these cyber scams in India needs to be solved at the earliest. There needs to be curbed. And there is significant rise in both frequency and financial impact need to be curbed as well. Now, if I have to talk in numbers, there were around 135,000 complaints of cyber arrest in the year 2021. In the year 2022, it rose to around 5,15,000 complaints approximately. And in the year 2023, the complaints rose to around 11,31,000 approximately. The total monetary cost of these cyber arrests has been around 27,900 crores from 2021 to September of 2024, which means the monetary cost of this digital arrest is also huge on our economy, also huge in our country. Now, since digital arrest and cybercrime has become such an important issue, highlighting the need for global collaboration to tackle cybercrime, the Honorable Supreme Court of India has asked the centre to clarify whether India has ratified the UN Convention Against Cybercrime or not. Now, to control these cyber crimes and digital arrest, India is having its Cybercrime Coordination Center, known as India Cybercrime Coordination Center, I4C. Now, this India Cybercrime Coordination Center, I4C, was launched in the year 2020 by the Ministry of Home Affairs to deal with the type of cyber crimes involving cyber fraud in a comprehensive and a very coordinated manner. Also, for prevention and detection purposes, it also acts as an early warning system for law enforcement agencies as well. And for awareness creation as well, this particular I4C is important and integral because amongst the public, it creates awareness and also prevents a cybercrime from taking place. Also, one more important thing is that under this I4C, there's a National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. Now, this reporting portal is a citizen-centric initiative which will enable the citizens to report cyber fraud online, and also complaints will be assessed by the concerned law enforcement agencies for taking action as per the law. So this is one such coordination center which has been set by the Government of India in order to tackle these digital arrests and these cyber crimes and cyber scams. Now, since we know about this, let us quickly know about this UN Convention Against Cybercrime. Now, this was adopted by the UN General Assembly on December of 2024. Now, this convention is world's first global convention, comprehensive convention on cybercrime. So, it's world's first global treaty on cybercrime, and it has established a unified framework for all the countries to prevent, investigate, and combat in wide ranges of cyber offenses. Now, if you see the structure of the treaty, it consists of a preamble and 9 chapters, which consist of general provisions, criminalization, jurisdiction, procedural measures, international cooperation, preventive measures, so on and so forth. Now, there are several prominent features of this convention. One of the most prominent feature or provision that this convention, it requires the states to criminalize core cyber offenses. That core cyber offenses which are there, for example, which are illegal access, which are data interference, which are system interferences, online fraud, forgery, child sexual abuse material, grooming, and a non-consensual intimate image sharing as well. All the things should be deleted if there is any. Also, last but not the least, the question is that how this convention is going to be implemented. See, there is a conference of parties. Now, conference of state parties will monitor the compliance of this convention, will also review the progress of this convention, and also adopt future protocols in order to remedify any of the problems which might have existed while following the convention. Alongside this treaty was opened for signature on October of 2025 and will be becoming binding once 40 states will ratify it. And there is a UN office, that is UN Office on Drugs and Crime. It will serve as the secretariat to the ad hoc committee and the future references of the state parties as well. The Honorable Supreme Court of India, while emphasizing that digital arrest is a menace to the society, also asked the centre to consider ratification of the UN Convention Against Cybercrime earliest possible way. Also, Honorable Supreme Court of India noted that without worldwide coordination, nothing can happen, and India cannot effectively trace the money trails in cyber fraud, which is why it is important to maintain good relationship with the neighbors. And the Solicitor General has informed the court that the central government or India has not joined this particular treaty. Now, this is what Supreme Court had to say. But if you look at the side of the government as well, government is having a lot of initiatives to protect us all from these type of digital arrest and these type of online scams. First of all is a National Cyber Security Policy, which is a policy to secure cyberspace of our country. Second one is Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT-in. That is very important. Plus, third is a Cyber Surakshit Bharat initiative. And the fourth one is Cyber Surakshit Kendras. Alongside this, we have NCIIPC as well. That is the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, another important integral initiative. Additional to that, there is DPDP Act as well, Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023, and also alongside that there is a Cyber Crime Coordination Center. See, the situation of digital arrest and cyber arrest in our country is very much popular, and it is a menace, of course. See, the problem of digital arrest and cyber scams in our country is very common. But this digital arrest is something where people are losing tons and tons of money, tons and tons of gold. Which is why even our Prime Minister had to intervene and say that there is nothing like a digital arrest in our law. Which is why he says that this is just a fraud and a deceit, a lie, or a gang of criminals. And those who are doing this are enemies of the society. This is what PM Modi has to say regarding digital arrest. So which means he also says that digital arrest is a form of a fraud, is a form of a deceit, or is run by a gang of criminals. So our intuition was very right. See, after all this discussion, one thing is making very much common sense, that it is not just the responsibility of the government or the Honorable Supreme Court or the enforcement agencies to protect individuals from digital arrest. It is individuals as well who need to get proper knowledge, who need to get that much awareness, and they need to stay calm and verify the source before taking any action. Which means individuals need to stay calm, needs to stay respectful, and needs to be staying very cautious while attending any such phone call in future. So by raising more awareness, by strengthening our cyber security, and by making stronger international collaborations, what we will be able to ensure is that we make a safer cyber space for our future generations, for our children's, and for sustainability of artificial intelligence, sustainability of Industry 4.0 and technology in future. We have to ensure that all these ecosystems which are built on internet digitally today, they are safe, secure, and credible. And that can only be done if synergized efforts of all the stakeholders are put at once, and all the stakeholders sit and decide proper day timing of discussion. Which is why we need to ensure at the earliest that cyber security related best practices are copied all across the country. We make cyberspace a very safe and a credible place, and also we need to ensure that all the individuals involved in cyberspace are guaranteed their rights. And for doing all these things, definitely we have authorities in place. What we just need to correct is the execution part. What we just need to correct on is the implementation part of things. I hope you gain new perspective from this session. Do let me know what are your views surrounding this particular issue, and all the very best and have a beautiful day. Thank you.